Is going to be a turning point, Mr. Nambiar? You're somebody who supports the BJP as a political analyst. Do you believe that there is a red line that has genuinely been drawn when it comes to this kind of rhetoric of hate? Or are we going to go back to business eventually?
I am of the belief that every political discourse of today should not be like for an entertainment purpose, which many channels do. And unfortunately or fortunately, some of these spokespersons get into that trap or otherwise go over enthusiastic and give comments, which they should also understand. They all need to understand they are representing a political party, and the Lakshman Rekha of that party is that its ideology and its policies which they are supposed to speak. When somebody steps out of that Lakshman Rekha and speaks something, and I think what BJP today did is the right example for the Indian political class, that there is, if you are presenting a party, you should be knowing your limits and you stay within the limit. And I also believe that the political class have nothing to do with religious comments or a religious. I do understand that because we are a large country of believers, irrespective of different faith. People, politics do play some kind of a role in anything and everything what we do, because we are a democracy. But having said that, our political discourses should not become religious, and especially talking about touching the sentiments of the people in a wrong way is simply not acceptable.
But Mr. Nambiar,
I can only say that.
But very respectfully, Mr. Nambiar, a couple of things. One is, you're saying that there's a certain Lakshman Rekha that the BJP has drawn. May I ask what that Lakshman Rekha is? When top BJP leaders have looked the other way, when party leaders have made inflammatory statements in the past, not just looked the other way, but they have said things. I mean, who said Shamshan Kabristan? Who brings Pakistan and Jinnah and all this into the political discourse when elections take place? Isn't this something that has happened from top down, and the only reason the BJP reacted and pulled off Nupur Sharma and Naveen Kumar Jindal is because we have so much at stake in this region, economically, strategically?
I am of the opinion that India's foreign policy, of course, Suhasini is here, she is of course seasoned, and we also have Ambassador K.C. Singh. They have all seasoned diplomatic, working in the diplomatic area. But I must tell you that today's India is not that as a weak country wherein we will have to bow down in front of few countries, and just because of certain pressure. That may not be the right way to look at this. That may not be the right way to look at it. I would rather call it, I would rather call it like our friendship with all the Arab countries, all the Muslim countries across the world is in the finest way, and it has never been this better so far. And I am sure that even if there are some kind of a misunderstanding is there with these people, our very, very vibrant external affairs ministry and the Prime Minister will be able to manage it very well. We will be able to make up.
Are you
Please
saying
know,
that,
one thing I wanted to tell you.
You're saying this on a day when all these Gulf countries, Indonesia, Maldives are hammering India. I mean, we should be embarrassed that this is happening, that we have this diplomatic backlash, Mr. Nambiar. How is everything okay? It's not.
India is a 1.35 billion people. BJP is the world's largest party with almost 20 crore members. If one person or two people or five people have made some kind of a comment, what we expect is that party has taken a strict action, shown a way that yes, these kind of a statement or these things are not acceptable in our political discourse, and especially from a party within that boundary, you should not be. I think we must all appreciate that.
Do you think the Prime Minister should unfollow Nupur Sharma on Twitter? What is the messaging that's going on there? Because he's still following her. Why does he follow fringe people?
So, Nidhi, I may not be the right person to comment on that.
I
don't represent on behalf of the Prime Minister, but I can only say that it may be a matter of time. I think if somebody is following somebody on a Twitter does not mean that maybe you have many detractors following you on your Twitter. That does not mean
but
that
the Prime Minister following a fringe person,
who has been described as fringe now. This all had happened in the last 1 week. I think it may be whenever the time comes, it may.
Okay.